I'm getting this handed down from somebody. Is the information you're getting available to the general public? And where can I get it?
We're using public agency information, so I'm pretty sure the answer to that question has got to be yes.
That's what I'm, but how do I know? I know it's out there for the public, but where can I get the exact stuff that you guys are getting that you're basing your decisions on?
We're usually posting all the information we're using, and when people have questions that are beyond our expertise to answer, we send them to the people who gave us that science. So it's a network of agencies who each have, of course, their own area of expertise, but it's all publicly available information. And I know people do sometimes disagree with it. Good. This is Justin Kover. He's not actually from the neighborhood, and I just want to be sure, since this is a neighborhood meeting, there's a person sitting next to you, Justin, who's also got a question.
He's from the neighborhood.
Yeah, he may. I'm from the neighborhood, and my question is, how do you get the credentials of the people that write this stuff so you know how to evaluate whether they're capable of writing what they write? Because I'm highly familiar, being in college professing things at times, that not everybody that writes knows what they're writing about.
Sure.
Or it's changed 5 years down the line from when it was written. You know, it was good science 5, 10 years ago, and it's not good science now.
Exactly, because science does change. But I think if it's public agency information, ask. You can ask. Go ahead.
Yes, I've been spending the last couple of years trying to actually ascertain the source of that best available science. And the thing that I always keep coming back to is the county leans on the agencies, and the best source that we actually get is there's a guideline somewhere. Now at the January 20th public meeting, a biologist named Brian Combs, he's a consultant qualified to do the gopher surveys, was actually, I have him on video talking about how when we started this we were just making it up as we went along, and then our guidelines weren't working, so we asked the agencies, but their guidelines keep shifting. Now, to that end, I actually went to the library and got some best available science. You know, I put some on the record for you at the commission. Now, I guess my question was going to be, what is the source of that best available science? But I mean, if someone could answer that better than, oh, we have this one guy at DFW and we have his opinion, because I mean, that's not the best available science.
Sure, and we're actually, thanks for the articles you've left us the last 2 weeks, we're actually using them. They're old. The science is 15 years old. So if we can find something more recent, we'll put Fish and Wildlife on the hook to find us something more recent. Go ahead.
Yes, in regards to the best available science. Again, I'm in the same place he is. Who determines what's the best available science? Because we know, I'm assuming, it is the health department with the county that does the testing on Summit Lake. And Carl, after much research, found that Summit Lake is being tested after Kennedy Creek leaves Summit Lake, follows the freeway, goes out over Kennedy Creek and through the logging, and ends up clear down where it comes out into the bay at Highway 101. That is where they are taking the test samples for Summit Lake, which they're telling us they're trying to protect the quality of. And yet the quality they're getting is after it's run miles along the freeway with the roadkill and road oil and everything else that is going through, and that's the sample they're taking. They are not coming to Summit Lake, and there were people, did you used to take samples, Gail? There were people here at Summit Lake that went into the homes and in the proper method, put the match to the faucet and, and took proper samples and took them into the county on a regular basis and had them tested, and we pretty much knew where things were. That's not how their best available science is determining the restrictions.
Carl was kind enough to come to our commission meeting and share that story with us. So Carl, I believe that next week's county commission meeting, so you've noticed we've started to have staff respond to some of the concerns raised by people who come to our commission meeting. So I think our environmental health director will be addressing that, and our information is different than your information, so we could compare.
What I did when I was just curious
Yeah.
about the test.
Yeah,
So,
it didn't sound right to me either.
so anyway, I called the Environmental Protection Agency. They said, oh no, you have to call the county health department. So I called the county health department, and they're the ones that told me, and told me how to go online and get the actual test results, which I have, that were tested monthly and I said, well, where is it tested? And she says, at the outlet of Kennedy Creek, on the old highway, a bridge, there's a bridge, and that is the test site.
Right.
And so, and I said, is there any others? And that was your health department who was telling me this is where it was.
Yeah.
And so that's what I went.
Doesn't sound right to me either. We'll get to the bottom of it.
Okay, good.
We appreciate it when you.
When we're being restricted on those kinds of controls, and our whole lives are being affected by
Yeah,
it.
and I'm actually not quite sure of that, so as I say, we're going to get to the bottom of that. 'Cause,
I appreciate it.
yeah, go ahead.
I went to a best available source with my daughter, who's a science teacher, and she brought some of her testing equipment up and tested my water and my dock, and it makes the Olympia water look like a cesspool.
Since we're drinking that water, that is good news.
I'm drinking it.